Hey friends, how's it going? David Potts here, and a quick warm-up exercise for you today, right? So I've been practicing this song, Angel Flight, coming in by request. First couple chords here are an interesting progression. So we're going from an E major chord, and we're gonna go to, this might look like a weird one. It's basically it looks like a B chord, right? It's really a B power chord with the octave, and we're leaving the thinnest two strings open, right? And that makes it, technically, it's like a B with a suspended fourth, that high E string, and we're going down to an A sus2, okay? It's a regular A major chord, but we're not gonna play anything on the second string. So it's really just starting on the fifth string, open fifth string, second fret, and then open, open, okay? So those three chords, this E to this B, let's just call this a B, right? And then down to this A sus2. It has a nice like ringy open sound, right? But there's a cool little trick that's going on. Watch this. Basically, as I go from this E to the B, notice how my ring finger is staying on that fourth string, right? On the E, it's on the second fret, and I slide it up to the fourth fret for this B. And what's even cooler is when you go down to the A sus2, your ring finger stays on that fourth string to back to the second fret, right? So that's the A sus2, that's the B, and that's the E, okay? I'm gonna show you some other chords for this riff later in this lesson too, and that ring finger is gonna stay on that fourth string for these chords as well. And these are just different voicings of that A and the B and the E. So it's a really cool little exercise where basically you have one finger staying on one string the entire time. Now let's talk about the strumming a little bit here, okay? So basically, a nice kind of breezy, just easygoing beat where we're gonna do a light kind of just strum, a down strum on the thickest one or two strings, right? Pretty light on the sort of one count, and on the two count and on the four count, we're gonna do a strum, a down strum of all the strings, right? So if we just stay on the E, that's gonna be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to be too meticulous about only hitting the one string. You could do the thickest two, the thickest three strings. You just want it to be like a light, just kind of down strum that's sort of brushing off those thickest couple strings. But then on the two count and on the four count, you want to do a strum of all the strings in the chord. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to get comfortable with that. Take it as slow as you need to, right? Now the next part is going to be a little bit tricky because we're going to transition from this E to this B chord. Now this took me quite a while to kind of get the hang of, and I still sort of am working out some of the, just the feeling of the transition, right? I kind of have to like make sure my fingers are kind of like on the south side of the string, so to speak, like so I can kind of push them up. And you'll notice here, one little tip is I am pushing my index finger sort of straight into the fretboard, but slightly up towards my face. And the reason why is that lets me just touch this index finger to that sixth string there, which will mute the sixth string. And that lets me play all six strings, but only the thinnest five are making a sound, right? So that's just one practical tip about muting strings. So this finger is muting the sixth string. It's totally an optional thing, right? You don't need to do that. You could just put your fingertips into those chords, right? Second fret, fourth fret, open, open. Only play the thinnest five strings, right? That's your B for this exercise. If you want, you can sort of, push this into the sixth string to mute it. But again, you want to practice going from the E to the B. Practice doing this without any strumming at first, right? Just get used to that transition. And then at some point, you might want to practice going from this B down to the A sus2. And the cool thing about this is all you're going to do is keep your ring finger and pinky finger on the strings they're on, lift up your index finger, and just slide things down 2 frets, right? So then we're gonna have open fifth string, second, open, open. And here what I like to do for this sixth string, since we're not playing it, is I like to sort of bend my thumb over and just sort of, press against the side of the sixth string. So it's muted. And that way, again, I can strum all 6 strings. I just like doing that because it frees up some, dexterity requirements of my right hand, meaning I'm not having to worry about which strings I pick. I just pick all the strings. And then this hand is basically making sure that the 6th string doesn't make a sound on the A or the B chords, okay? So if you were to not worry about crazy strumming yet, you would just go, you know, right? No upstrums yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, do it like that. Take it as slow as you need to, because then what we're going to do is bring in these upstrums on the N4 end, right? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, N4 end, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that N4 end is going to happen on this B. And then we're going to go down to the A for the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, a little tip about the upstrums is when you're doing an upstrum, you don't need to strum all the strings in the chord. Even if it's, you know, a five or six string chord, you're really only going to get the thickest maybe 2 or 3 strings, right? So you can practice it on just the E. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So I'm doing that up, down, up, 1, down, 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 up, down, up. And on that up, down, up, I'm sort of only on those thinnest 3 strings, right? So you're going to have that be the same case for the B. Now, it's not a crime if you get all 4 or 5 strings on the upstrum, but don't feel like you have to do it, right? It kind of lightens the load when you're only having to do those, you know, a couple of the strings there. So that's sort of how you do it on the sort of open chords down here. Now, the cool thing is we can basically do alternate voicings. If you want to take this warm-up exercise and put it in the different positions on the fretboard, you could play 7, 9, 9 on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string, right? So we could do an open E string, 7th fret, 9th fret, 9th fret, and then open B and E string. So this is an E as well. Now for the B, what are we going to do? So when I was coming up with this exercise, I was like, well, you could play a B bar chord right here. But this exercise, the sound of this little groove isn't really about bar chords. It's more like open chords. So I thought maybe we could just play the thinnest, the second, let's see here, the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. So if I went, you know, and this is basically, you know, it's coming from this chord shape of the B. It's just the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, and I could go down to the 7th, 6th, and 5th fret for the A. You know, this is the A, this is the B. But I noticed something, is down here on these chord voicings, the E string and the B string are left open all the time. So I thought, you know, what if we did that as well? So we basically did ring finger and middle finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string and the 6th fret of the 3rd string, and then we left the thinnest 2 open. So that's going to be our B. It has a little bit of a weird dissonant sound almost, but we're not going to be on it that long, and we're going to go down 2 frets to the A, which is starting on the 4th string, 7th fret, 6th fret, open, open. Okay, so this is your B and this is your A. And you're coming from this E. Now, let's apply that same strumming pattern. It would sound like this. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the cool thing about this is you could sort of go down to the first chord positions, right? And you could make the strumming crank up a bit. we'll jump back up. And that's the great thing about these warm-ups. You can sort of go in any direction you want. And then there's this lick. I'll show you that real quick as a little cherry on top here. Basically what I'm doing is, remember how I talked about your ring finger and how it's going to be on that fourth string the whole time? Whether you're on this B or this A or the E. Well, basically, if you put your ring finger on the 11th fret of the 4th string, this is a good starting point for a riff. So 11th fret on the 4th string to 9th fret with your index finger, and then 11th fret with your ring finger again. I'm just sort of going up and coming back down. You also could go up a little bit further. This is all 11th fret, 9th fret, 11th fret, 9th fret, right? On the 4th to 3rd to 3rd to 2nd string. And you can sort of play those notes in any order and change the phrasing however you want, but it sounds good if you resolve back to an E, right? Whether you're doing a bar chord E or one of the E's I showed you, right? So let me play that one more time with the riff in time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the next time I'll do the riff. And you're gonna do it during the A. All right, so basically there you have it. A nice little warm-up exercise for you. Only using 3 chords. Pretty simple strumming, but it's a good little thing to practice, right? You get some unique chord voicings, nice open sounds going on here, and when you just want to pick up your guitar and get into something without having to worry about a full song, I hope this exercise is something that's helpful for you. All right, so remember, playsongnotes.com is where you can find the notes in the tabs, and I have a link to the PDF printout if you want to, follow along with this video with a nicely formatted, print-friendly lesson. It's there for you. And thanks to all of you who support me on Patreon, who are leaving very kind comments and sending me emails and sending me, a few bucks in the tip jar. It's really appreciated. It makes me want to keep going with these lessons, and I really do appreciate it. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna go, y'all. And to all of you who have watched me this far, I will give a shout out to my daughter. She made me this sign today. So here we go. Yeah, thank you, Nora. I appreciate it. Wanted to show that to the world on YouTube. But I'm gonna go, my friends. Take care, have a good night. Remember, pick up your guitar and play. Bye-bye.